The roofers say they can finish the rest of the house in 3 hours, but the homeowner wants to know what's unfinished versus poorly done. Great question. Let's go. First thing I don't like folding the hips over when you're running these shingles and you just let the shingle flop over instead of cutting it. You leave it laying there, and then you bring this one over, nail on top of it, and you can see you get a nice little, you get a whoop-de-doo out of that. It's really pretty. Don't like that. Okay, next on my list. Now, myself, you can see they have one piece of flashing up here already. Let's get a little closer. Going over the W metal on the valley. So personally, what I would have liked to have seen is instead of this tin being up so high and having this big gap under here, I like to have them down in tight because you've already covered that with this and everything can drain into the valley. I don't like having something that stuff can go underneath, and that's sitting awfully high as well. Furthermore, I'm going to bet that they have not put new flashing in your roof because, and they should be able to, because this looks like a counter flashing and looks like just a piece of metal they could slide new tins in under. But two things. You can see right here that little black mark and that one there. That is the edge of a step flashing. You should see that down here. And when I look at some of these others, I wonder if you had a wood shake roof on before, because even in some of the other photos, it looks like these step tins are covering the span of two shingles, where it should be 1 tin per shingle. And that would be the size of tin they would use on wood shake roof. Plus, when we look at this again, this is really wide. Another indicator. Not always true, but that is sometimes what you'll see is really wide step tins on the wood shake roof. Next thing I want to know, is this a new piece of W metal for the valley? Probably is, because of the shingles underneath, but I just question, there's a lot of marks in this that make me wonder if it's been there. Plus, the other thing is, now I typically like to have a really nice, I like to go with one cut versus about 35. I know sometimes all these extra angles are stylish, but I like to see it boxed off and that closed. It's a nice little area for bees and other crap to get inside. And I really don't like that. But that's some custom work right there. And again, when we look at the top, you know, some of this metal looks like it's new, but maybe there was a W metal there before, but that piece of metal looks like it was made for that. And maybe I'm just wondering if it was there before or if that indeed got replaced. Leaning towards it got replaced, but I have questions. And again, this could be the angle of the camera, but it looks like they went ahead and put the first dent in your O'Hagan vent for you. It's part of, most companies include that as part of their pre-abuse program, so you don't have to worry about getting the first dent or scratch in something. They just go ahead and take care of doing that for you. I'd go look and make sure I'm right, that that's actually a dent and not just some kind of optical illusion from the camera. Okay, next, I have no idea why there's a nail driven at an angle right there in the middle of the shingle like that. That makes absolutely zero sense. Furthermore, now these are Owens Corning durations, it looks like. I'm pretty sure that's a nail. It could be discoloration in the duration strip here. It's a fabric strip they put on these. But if it's not, and that's a nail, it needs to be over here, not there. So super sloppy. And I have to wonder if they've done this on a bunch of shingles. It's very common for people that are fast and sloppy to really have poor nail placement. The other thing I'm concerned about, now, I could be very wrong about this, but, and it could just because of the resolution of your camera that you've taken these pictures with, but the Owens Corning durations have a fabric strip that goes along here. And you need to go look at it, because that might be the fabric strip, because I see those little white dots right here and here. That's pretty typical to see in the duration strip. But for some reason, and this could just be me, I've been wrong before. All you got to do is ask my ex-wife. She'll verify that. She'll back me up on that. But what this looks like, I mean, it almost looks like they just pulled the fabric strip off of there. And if that's indeed the case, that's bad. I could be wrong, again, like I said, but I don't know why I think this, but I wonder if they peeled the thing off of there. Anywho, all right, now here, this is some masterclass cutting. That looks. You see the movie Blade? He finds Whistler and Blade 2 and goes into the little cell he's in and asks him, he says, "How do you feel?" And Whistler says, "Like hammered." Beep. That looks like hammered dog. Beep. Personally. Also, I should have got a picture farther out, but all this paper, good Lord, could they not take the time to make it lay flat? You know, I mean, really, this is just trash. That looks. Some people think that this is acceptable in underlayment. I personally don't. I think it looks terrible, and it's not that hard to get underlayment to lay flat and smooth. All right, now let's talk about the elephant in the room, because you have some serious problems that I see here that make me wonder about further concerns. And just to okay, one, that's not a starter shingle. We'll zoom in on it. This cutting on the edge looks terrible again. And here, possibly there, something's going on. And I really would like to see a picture right here of this bottom of this valley, because I can't tell here if this is just, it looks like a really weird bend. I'd like to see it better before I make a call on that one. But let's go. Okay, first spot I see, something's going on right here. This looks a lot like, see, there's an extra ply under here. Something's funny going on here. In this line, it looks like it's a shingle joint, but I really think something's laying on top of it, or they put a little piece in there. Just something doesn't look right here. Now here, definitely here and here, instead of cutting a piece in, they've just taken a chunk of shingle, nailed it down, and then laid this one over top. And right here, it's laid over top. They should, but instead they're one laid on top of another. I don't like that. We call it okie lapping around here, okay? It's a horrible practice. You know, again, you can see more of it going on here. This is just slop. This is just slop. You know, look at this. This is terrible. More here at the peak. And I know that's your venting, but this, no. And then right down here, okay, that's a shingle in place of a starter. Maybe they ran out of starter shingles. I mean, this will do the job, but they could have at least made it flush. This roof is one of the sloppiest I've seen. And because there are so many little things like that sexy nail right there, because I see so many little things with this job, especially with the shingles overlap, what makes me wonder about that is it altering the step pattern, the shingle offset as it goes across the roof, and causing you to start to have joints that are aligned on top of another? Is it throwing off the pattern? Did they maintain the pattern? This is extreme. I don't give a beep work, if you ask me. I would not be happy with this if this were my home. I give this a D minus, maybe even F. I just hesitate to say F because I've seen some really bad stuff. There are a lot of things going on here I don't like. And there's a lot. I mean, this is all undone. I didn't even get to talk about what's undone, but most of it, I think, is done poorly. That's my personal opinion. And sorry to be the bearer of bad news. Happy roofing.